All systems go. Cleared for takeoff.
What's going on, everybody? We're back talking some best ball, doing a live draft for you. Marley, I do not know if you are waiting yet, but Marley's got 3 left. We're firing up a $20.
Yeah,
I've already maxed.
You want to tag the Discord? Let them know we got a full room for them?
Yep.
I know we had a few people last night say they wanted in. So I'm excited for this, man. I got, I think 3 or 4 left. Coming down to the end game. We got a couple new unique combinations we can roll with this Travis Kelce and Cooper Kupp injuries. So I'm kind of taking them when they're falling to me, into the second round. If Cooper Kupp falls there, or start of the second round for Kelce, just to get these unique combinations.
Yeah, Brock, no better time to sign up, man. Not even 80,000 yet. Football, obviously, tomorrow. There's going to be overlay. Drafters right here, use that promo code SHIPIT. They'll match 100% up to $100. It's awesome, man. I mean, those, I will say, DraftKings, going from 8, let me get this up the screen. Going from 8 hours to randomly 10 minutes was the worst thing ever. If you really want to grind the biggest edge, nice starting. If you want to have the biggest edge and want to sacrifice life for a day or whatever it may be, fire up slow drafts late in August. Because there's so many people auto draft then. It is so brutal, though, having to stare at your phone constantly. So glad that's done. Drafters still 2 hours wrapping up there. Underdog I'm finally done with. But, yeah, the best ball grind is finally about over, man. It's been a long one. I don't know. I guess you can't really grind and not tweet it out anymore or something. But no exposure is going out for anything for me.
Yeah, I might post my exposures in the Discord or something like that, but I'll keep it away from Twitter. I don't need to hear what everyone on Twitter has to say about my exposures. Well, man, we got what's it, 8th pick, man. I'm not a big fan of the 8th pick now with these injuries. So we'll see what happens. But at this point, man, with 3 drafts left, I'm just trying to get my guys. So I'm not really trying to up my exposure on any people I don't have yet. I'm just getting people that I like, and hopefully I'll get a team that I like here today. But 8th spot I don't love.
I'm excited to watch how this draft goes because, like I said, I slow draft over here. Didn't deal with any of the Kelce's, the Cups of the world. Like, I was already way past those rounds. I did, I think, 1 live draft, and we didn't even have that news still when I did it. So, yeah, I'm curious to see where does Kupp go. The ADP looks crazy, Kelce and stuff like that. So, yeah,
I got some. Well, it was nicer 2 days ago when I got a Kelce Kupp lineup to start. Now it's not as nice anymore. But today I got Diggs, Kupp. I got some Antonio Brown or AJ Brown Kupp. So just stuff you couldn't get earlier in the year. There's like 60, 70,000 entries who could not have those combinations. So it might end up burning me if Kupp is out, half the season or something like that. But I'm willing to take shots for, a first place $300,000 prize.
Yeah, for sure. So, yeah, we got Beetlebane at number 1. We got Josh at 9. Love to see all that. Man, it's I'm very excited I'm not even going to lie, for best ball finally. The season to start, not my phone, not being on the clock constantly. I'm so pumped for football.
Oh, we got Cole in the 12th spot. Go collect in the 5.
Yeah, a bunch of people. Tomorrow, our show is going to be at 2 Eastern. Make sure to check it out. Talking Showdown, monster prize pools out there. Cannot freaking wait for that one.
Oh, shit. All right, I'm going off ADP. Man, who would you go with at the 8?
I'd probably go Bijan.
Yeah. Bijan is where I'm like in line with the field on Bijan on drafters, but on Underdog, I'm definitely underweight.
Yeah, as a whole, I'm probably underweight, but yeah, like in that spot, usually it was like the Diggs all the way to Kelsey, but now with Kelsey, I probably wouldn't grab right now. Title going to win back to back on drafters. Wouldn't that be something, Alex? Man can only dream. Fortunately, the odds not in my favor, unfortunately. But hey, we gave it a go. We maxed it last year. We maxed it this year. Tried my best.
Now you just need a little luck on your side.
Yeah, just a little. I used up mine in my lifetime.
Yeah. Well, hopefully I still got some of mine remaining.
See, it's already every time. It's been close, but they're like, nah, we already gave you your drafters. You don't. I always tell myself.
True. Yeah.
What I don't get, I'm like, well, they gave me mine. I can't get any more.
True. A couple 100K solo sweats though, so you'll be there soon enough, man. You're on the right path, so soon enough you'll get lucky again. That's for sure.
Maybe it's Marley. Maybe it's you, Alex. Maybe it's Beetle. Maybe it's Go Collect. Maybe it's Josh. Everybody in here, sharp people drafted on drafters and overlay. That's for sure.
All right, coming up at the 17. I'm gonna go Devontae Adams. I don't know if I have any Bijan and Devontae Adams lineups. I kind of like that combination. I'm definitely low on Adams in general, but it's just because I like other guys more. I don't love his quarterback situation, but I love the talent, so I have no issues getting Adams at 17.
Yeah, I have a good amount of Devontae for sure. The Amra in that turn, like I had Devontae and I had Amra 1, then Devontae, and like the AJ Brown, the Garrett Wilson, CeeDee Lambs. So I ended up with a good amount. I don't know, maybe a little bias in the back of my head as a Packer, but man, that dude, he's still special for sure. They'll sling it. They play in a dome. What about bye weeks? 13 and 7 are what killed me most this year, no doubt. And like every year, there's always at least 1 or 2 weeks where it really stands out. What were yours this year? You've been on mute this whole time. You were never gonna get it. So
there we go. Yeah. I was gonna say I would say 13 because of the Bills. I have a lot of Bills exposure. I also have a lot of Mark Andrews exposure. So like I end up getting a Diggs and then Andrews in round 3, and I'm like, oh shit, I can't. And then I'll get like a Fields in round 4, and I'm like, well, I can't really get Kmet and Andrews and go at 13. There's Darren Waller at week 13. There's just so many, especially at tight end with Hawkinson. He's at 13 as well. Yeah. So especially at tight end, 13 was my week. But I remember that one show where you had just so many sevens on your team. I don't have anything like that. I didn't really end up with any lineups where I was like, I cannot draft any more of this bye week. Only at tight end, just that really 13 only.
No, that makes sense. 13 definitely was strong. Yeah, 13 and 7 for me was. I think a lot of it was like Panthers were just so free. Like it's not many teams you can get a number 1 weapon, number 2, number 3. Like Chark, Mingo, Thielen, we're all going 140, 150 ADP. Like I took the approach where someone's got to outperform it. I mean, unless they are literally going to win 1 game, 2 games, go way under team or win total. But
shit, that's what my
your mic. I don't know what you.
Am I in? You hear me?
No, I hear you. It just was way louder than usual. But
okay, I did turn it up. Shit, there we go.
There you go.
Yeah, it's weird. I got to watch where I'm touching on this thing. I would rather not have a touch screen type of mic here, so I'm not screwing it up.
Yeah. So what you
got
coming
Go Collect
up?
ended up getting Allen, Smith, and Diggs start. I did that this morning where I went Diggs, Smith in the second, hoping that Hurts or Allen would make it back to me. Neither one of them did, so I like his start more than mine.
Definitely. That is a sexy stack for sure.
And it's a little – you're not going to see too many Diggs and Smith stacks because Diggs was going back here towards the end of round 1 and Smith more here towards the start of the draft. So
that's
I like
what
that.
I mean. That's really nice. Don't mess it up. Go Collect.
All right, I'll take a little ADP value and get grown-ass man DK Metcalf. Especially if JSN is going to be missing any time, I think DK and Lockett are real values at where they've been going because they have not moved up at all. It's really just been well, JSN's going to move down, but nothing else is going to change in this offense.
Yeah, I don't even know if JSN. I haven't really. I started looking at Showdown a bit. Looked briefly at the main slate, but I was diving in MMA. Hey, it's still MMA season. Still got to grind out that. So that's what I've been doing a lot. I have NFL later in the week, but is JSN, like, I saw him practicing and catching stuff. Like, is he playing week 1?
I think it's still just undecided, but it's good to see him out there. I think that's and he's not on the PUP list, so he might.
Yeah, he was out there.
Or they throw him out there
just
to get a couple snaps in the first couple games. But yeah, I don't know. I haven't really heard much. But for me, it would be good if Lockett got more snaps because of it. I got a lot of early Lockett exposure. And then I've been taking a lot of JSN lately because now he's in like the 70s. So I'm trying to up it now.
Yeah.
I was looking at my old Underdog teams that I was doing like 2 months ago. I have one where I got Cup, Jonathan Taylor, Judy, and JSN all on the team. I'm like, dog, you got to be kidding me.
You're like, yeah, that is $20 down the drain.
I put the little skull next to the name. I was like,
yeah.
Dead money. Dang, can't run worse than that one. I'm just glad Kelsey wasn't on there. I guess that would have been getting them all.
Just finished up on Underdog. How much do y'all read into the projections after the draft? Not much.
Basically, none at all.
Yeah. No, not much at all. Range.
Just draft a shit ton of quarterbacks and you'll have a really good projection, but
exactly.
You're going to win on anything. All right, coming back around. Don't need any week 17 correlation anymore with Bijan and
people out there in YouTube, drop your highest exposed player this year in best ball.
I know who mine is.
I'll look at mine. You can say yours. I'll look across all the sites who I think I have the most of.
Mine's Gabe Davis.
Wow.
For sure.
Yeah.
And then probably Mike Williams after that. Unless Madison's still up there. He's probably top 3 as well.
Aaron Jones, 27%. I like that.
Aaron Jones? Oh, I'm underweight on him. I'm underweight on every Packer though.
No, I don't have too much, but I just like that 27%. I like that number for highest exposed and Aaron Jones. I looked a little for week 1 and Aaron Jones he might be in a dead range. I might be playing a little Aaron Jones myself.
Yeah, I'm excited. I'm going to knock out these last couple drafts, and then it's DFS mode. I'm excited to look into week 1 slate. Cannot wait, man.
Oh, yeah.
It's finally here. I'm gonna miss best ball season, but
I'm not.
Now it's bulking seasons. No more of this cardio shit.
Hey, you miss it? Go back to go to NBA. NBA best ball is right around the corner. Oh, maybe I'll get in the streets a little bit, but maybe not. Maybe very well.
I don't really follow NBA, but the first year that they did best ball on DraftKings, I drafted 2 lineups and I made it into the finals, like the finals.
Wow.
I don't remember what I made, like $2,000, $3,000. I didn't really have a sweat in the finals.
Yeah.
It was crazy just having 2 lineups and making it there with limited knowledge.
Gus Edwards, Beetleman, that is tough. Mine is probably, I'm looking at DraftKings right now.
On DraftKings, mine's Madison. Oh, man.
Mine might be Tyler Higbee.
Higbee, I got a good amount of Higbee. I'd say he's a top 6 or 7 tight end for me. But I'm pretty heavy on like 8 tight ends. It's like way overweight to these 8, and then I'm underweight to the rest pretty much.
Yeah. Oh, Cup. I just looked. Yeah, I took him in a 555, maybe 1 or 2 of them. I just looked at that. Hurtful.
So I did like 3 higher stakes drafts. I did a Rottweiler for $350. A Dalmatian was like $100, and then I might have had a 50. And I believe Kelsey is on all of them. I just had the 6th pick on every single one, and Kelsey's on all of them.
That's the worst. Yeah, I just looked. I thought honestly Jameson Williams, but Mike Williams is right behind them. Jameson Williams, huh? I like Mike Williams. Huh. You got Big Marley's coming up so far. 1-3 build for Big Marley.
Yeah, a little 2 Falcons on this team. I can look at a late Ritter if I need a quarterback option.
Pew.
I always like the fallback option if I need it.
Yeah.
And I feel like I have been pairing Ritter with these Falcons just because I don't get a whole lot of Falcons very often. And if they're going to be good, I feel like Ritter's going to be decent. All right, what would you do here? 56. Would you take that falling ADP value on Harris?
Yeah, most definitely.
I took one of him earlier today at 53. So now at 56, I guess so. I like on drafters where you look at your player exposure and they tell you your average ADP on it, and you can see how much you're beating the field, or in my Jonathan Taylor case, getting your ass kicked by the field's ADP. But my Harris is like probably mid-50s ADP, so I've just been crushing it on him. I have taken none of him in the early 40s, so if I got him, it's because he fell.
Yeah, no, I like that for sure. There's definitely some people I have like that. I don't mind Najee. I mean, Warren's definitely in consideration. I don't know. It'll be interesting. Is it 60-40, 65-35, 70-30? Probably one in that range is my guess, but both have upside.
Yeah, I have a lot of Warren exposure. A lot of good CLV on Warren too. So yeah. I'm definitely rooting for him to take over that job.
I agree.
But I was low on Najee last year. I was probably like 2% on Najee last year, and he made it into one of my finals teams. So can't hate him too much, Maybe that happens again here. If it does, I might have to buy me a Najee jersey just to make up for the hate that I've had the last 2 years. All right, what are we doing here? 65. Not loving anybody on this board here. What would you roll with?
I think Scary Terry. It sounds like his injury is better than what people think. You get a different like roster construction than not many people are like. You weren't able to draft this a week ago, 2 weeks ago, 3 weeks ago.
I like it. He's another one where I'm not taking around his ADP. So all my McLaurin teams are nice CLV.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he's someone I would buy because it sounds like he avoided its toe. It's not a hammy. They're probably just being really why would he play in a preseason? They're not going to release anything. So yeah, everything sounded pretty good about him. I'd buy him. The Jonathan Taylor, where's he going now? 70. Geez, that is so crazy.
Yeah, I got him 80s today.
Yeah, I was going to say it's probably even worse than 70. It's probably leveling out at 90s or 80s, somewhere in that range, I imagine. I'm not in the streets, but I doubt it's 70. This feels even early. End around 6.
I'm taking them just for the different combinations, but I'm nervous, man. It would not shock me to see him.
Underdog DraftKings, it makes way more sense. Where if he does come back, it's the playoff time and all that is where it matters most. Drafters, you're already losing. I'm just doing it more for the unique combinations that you just can't match for the first 70,000 drafts.
But I'm worried. He needs to be traded. I'm thinking at this point. I don't know how him and the Colts are just gonna be cool moving forward.
No, I agree for sure. Beetlebane, what you working with? You got your Lamar and Andrews, Gabe Davis. All right.
I have been doing a little bit of Jefferson, Lamar, Andrews. Well, not a little bit. I think I've done it once or twice in the past week, but it just rubs me the wrong way when I have to take Jackson over these 3 guys. I've been doing it to get some more Jackson with Andrews because I have 2 in BB&4 where I got them at the 3-4 turn, and I was like, well, I can't take these guys early now.
Yeah,
but I only have 2, so I'm like, well, I do want a little bit more. So I guess I'll take some shots here early in the first round. Do what I can to get different with some Jefferson lineups instead of the same old things where I feel like I'm getting a Henry or a Jacobs or a Higgins, something like that. So I've been switching it up in these late drafts now that I've done 700 something drafts.
Yeah, no, Beetlebane saying number 1 is always my least favorite starting point. I never like my drafts. I love 1 because I get the Jets, man. Obviously the dude's just a complete stud, but I hate that there's only the same guys come back. Like you just said, it's I have some Lamar Andrews teams too, but it's not even that contrarian anymore. People do it, which is why I kind of stayed away some. And you said it's hard clicking Lamar over Mahomes, Jalen Hurts, Josh Allen, stuff like that. I get it, but for me, I don't care that much because he does have that same upside. I mean, his rushing upside, like they're going to play faster, the new OC, so and you get that correlation. So what you doing right here?
No, I'm going to go with some.
Man, Sutton's ADPs kind of flew up. I got a good amount of Sutton in the 90s, so I like seeing that.
Really? I'm getting him when he falls to the early 90s because I have so much Judy. He's like my hedge player right now. But yeah, my Sutton bag could end up hurting me because I have so much Judy and so much freaking Tim Patrick. So I just got injured receivers on the Broncos. So the guys that I don't have, that might end up hurting me. But with Mims, I don't have much Mims, but he's one of those guys where I was getting him in the 160s. So I have a lot of CLV value in the lineups that I do have now that he's up there in like the 120 range.
He's in the 120s, Mims is?
I think so.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah, it's been weird. When you slow draft them all up, you miss the whole – like I'm probably like 2 weeks behind. Probably like a week and a half behind.
Damn.
Wow. Yeah, it'd be hard for me to click that name at 118 when you know all the other teams that have it so much later and just others in that range.
I've clicked it a couple times around, the 120s lately just because I've gone running back heavy and it's like my third or fourth receiver. And I'm like, I just need a receiver. He's there. I'll take him. Why not? Don't like it, though. Don't like it.
Yeah, we appreciate that like button as always. And if you want to join us for this NFL season, it's going to be a great one. Blast Off Bundle, no better price. $321 the next 6 months. Takes you through Super Bowl Sunday. NBA will be going on. We have projections for that. NFL projections, ownership, core plays, cash reports, Discord, a great community we have there. $59 a month or the next 6 months, $321 takes you about $53 a month. Otherwise, $599 for the year gets you $49 a month. And monthly, we'll be going $59 to $69 starting September 11th. Such a good time of the year, man. I'm so pumped. Show tomorrow, talking some showdown, huge prize pools, and then free money Sunday. Little MMA squeezed in there as well. I mean, best time of the year. Life can't be better.
Hell yeah. Alex has a good question. Who are you really underweight on, but you're nervous about? And he said his is Pollard. I'd be nervous about that one too.
Mine's probably Garrett Wilson.
Oh, really? I have a good amount of Garrett. Yeah, mine would be Gibbs. Gibbs has been moving up in ADP. And I have a lot of
Gibbs. What's he now?
He's I think he's right around 29 or something like that now. Maybe even earlier, maybe like 27. But I'm definitely underweight to Gibbs.
I don't have too much Ayuk. That's your scarce, yeah. There's so many mouths in that offense, but 51 ADP, it felt a little. He was out of Debo, Kittle, and him, he was definitely my least favorite.
Huh, yeah. I have the most Kittle of the three, I'd say, but I'm not sure.
Me too.
On the other two. I'm probably just underweight to both, maybe like 4% range would be my guess. But yeah, I mean, I'm nervous about all those 49ers guys. I'm underweight to CMC. That makes me nervous.
Yeah.
So really any of these early running backs I'm nervous about. If my zero running back shit fails, then I'm nervous about that. Maybe if it fails, then that lineup I hate the most will end up being something.
The one that you drafted on stream with us?
Yeah. Although, wait, something – I ended up getting JT in that lineup, so it's even worse now than it was back then, to be honest. So that one's dead money. And at the time, I got him at like the 40s. I was like, damn, look at that value on JT. Not even now. I just got him while you were talking about drafters. I got him at 89 in this team.
89, wow.
So I think this is when it makes the most sense, where I really don't need him.
Yeah.
But it's at the same time, my tight ends and my quarterbacks are suffering right now. I got to figure something out.
But now you just won't draft running back for a while.
Yeah. My running backs are good to go.
Yeah, like the first three will get you through week 4. You're banking on he has to come back week 5. Otherwise, your team's pretty much that. Actually, I shouldn't say that because I survived Brees last year. Like, he did give me some weeks, but for that ADP and stuff, like you can, I guess, survive some. You need JT to come back some weeks, though. There's no doubt, and give you some spike weeks. But
you just have to hit all those spots. Like you got to find the Jacobs and hit on that Jefferson,
McKinnon for like you really. Exactly. I mean, you only need more this year. Like I said earlier, I don't think you're going to be able to win without a quarterback. The past 2 weeks now, that 46,000 or 43,000 filled last year, going to be about 80,000 this year. It's almost double the field. Is this tournament? You're going to have to be more perfect this year. So you're back on the clock. You got Richardson there. Obviously, you got Dak there. No stacks with it, but if there's anyone to take a naked QB, Freiermuth's there to set up Pickett.
Yeah, I'm looking at Richardson or Freiermuth with a possible Pickett later. Which one of these two would you go with?
I'd probably go Richardson. I have so much more Freiermuth, so I'd probably go Richardson. But I'd go Richardson.
And if Taylor Colts thing does end up working out, I got
that, and I feel better about punting more QB late, or punting more tight end late. Like worst comes to worst, you can grab 4. Whereas at least at QB, like Richardson has top 5 QB upside. At least you can say that. So I mean, he's someone I came around on more and more, especially because Dak went. Like you lose a huge tier quarterback if you didn't take one of him or Dak right there.
Yeah, I was looking at like Garoppolo, Geno, and Ritter as my quarterback.
You can still go Geno, if he's still on the on the way back, double tapping.
Just because I got Richardson, I would like to rely on him. But man, as a Colts fan, I'm not feeling good about the Colts this year, to be honest with you. I think we're going to be terrible.
Yeah, no, I think so too.
But Richardson, even on a bad team, he can put up 20 points in fantasy.
Oh, easily, yeah. Bad team doesn't necessarily translate to bad DFS or fantasy.
Truth. Man, showdown tomorrow. It's here, man. It is here. I'm so excited. That's my favorite when I'm in between two people and I get them both.
Look at that.
I have a ton of Freiermuth, ton of Pickett. I think if I do get Pickett in this draft, I believe it'll make him my highest owned quarterback. I'm pretty sure him and Stafford are tied right now with the most lineups, but if I go with Pickett now, he breaks that tie.
Yep.
A lot of good CLV on him too. Now he's going like 140 range. I have
Pickett,
some 80s lineups.
Me too. He's someone I bought really early. I mean, I had a lot of misses too. Like we're talking about some. Like I had plenty of Corey Davis. I'm still looking real dumb with Kareem Hunt and Leonard Fournette. I mean, I'm not abandoning him totally because running backs get hurt, midseason things. Like if Hunt somehow had 4 offers and how he's still sitting on it, like something's not adding up to me. But beat plenty of CLV and have plenty of dead teams, thousands of dollars. That it's like maybe this is why you don't draft early. But hey, you're playing for first place is how I look at it. Like I'll take this. I'll take a lot of CLV and some dead teams when my portfolio is this big. If I only did 20 teams, I wouldn't.
And I mean, we don't need Hunt and Fournette to be on a team right now. They might just get some injury that happens, and they come in. Yeah. They're just waiting for a good team, to be honest with you. So I'm pumping the brakes. That's for sure. I have enough.
Yeah, I'm pumping the brakes.
So I'm not drafting them anymore. But at the same time, I'm not like scared of the exposure that I have. But that's one that I'm missing on. Yeah, for sure. Hunt, Fournette. I got some negative CLV on them right now. All the guys that got hurt, I like all of them. Tim Patrick, I still have 15% Tim Patrick on Underdog. I finally got him off my when you open the list of all your exposures, he's off that first page. You got to scroll to see it finally. But man, I think it's $820 to Tim Patrick on just Underdog alone. I got a lot on DraftKings too, and that one hurt 2 years in a row. Tim Patrick, thanks, man.
Yeah, that one hurts. There's always something that you stare at that's like, oh.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks for him. It's gonna be hard to come back from ACL one year, the next year your Achilles. But if he does, it'll be one hell of a story.
Oh yeah.
I just won't be drafting him anymore if he does. So good luck to him.
Anybody out there too, if you're still in the MLB streets, Hebrew Cheetah is going to make his show debut today. So excited to check that out. Check it out, 4:30 Eastern. I'm still grinding these MLB streets. We got some day baseball going on right now. Still money to be made. NFL season, though, right around the corner, man. One more sleep.
How many games is it tonight?
It's a good question. I have done the early slate. I think want to say there's at least 6. I don't know for sure though.
I could go in for a 6-gamer.
Yeah.
But sometimes I'll listen to the show and you'll be like, all right, we got a 13 and 14 game slate here. I'm like, oh man, I'm never gonna be able to narrow these plays.
Let's see,
down.
1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, 6 games.
Okay. Yeah, I might be able to listen to that show and find some plays, get some winners. Maybe I'll head back to the gym. Oh, actually, man, I have a freaking like meet the teacher night tonight. So I don't know if I'm gonna go to the gym or not, but I'm definitely gonna be hammering out some drafts throughout the day. I know I'm gonna be ready for some DFS mode. Maybe MLB will put me in that mindset. I know it's not at 4:30, so I can listen. We'll see what's up with Hebrew.
Absolutely. Hebrew gonna give out some winners. I just noticed, Marley, you did end up cutting off the sleeves though. You're rocking the gear, but the sleeves are off.
Had to. I still got the sleeves on the white one, but that's just because I haven't worn it yet. Those will be
Marley back on the clock.
All right, Gino falling. I got to take Gino there. Little 10-point ADP value. I'll take it.
Absolutely.
Now I got my week 17 stack there with my Gino and Freiermuth and Harris. So when it comes down to it, when I'm sweating out that week 17 on drafters, I got a stack to look at.
Yeah, exactly.
I do hope it's like a real close.
No, you don't. You want to be up sweat free.
I mean, depending on if I can have a 50-point lead, sure, give me that.
I'll tell you, there's no such thing as sweat free. There's no such. You're still sweating just as much. You're telling yourself every worst scenario that can go on.
Just being a big favorite would help, though. A little bit.
Yeah.
But I mean, just sweat-wise, just sweat equity, man. If there was like a 10-person sweat for that first place going into that'd be fun. If you're in there.
Yeah.
Hopefully we have somebody in Shipping Nation in there. I'll be sweating it out with you guys. It's not me.
Oh yeah, always fun. We'll be in the Discord. Like I said, I don't plan to check too much throughout the year. I say that now, maybe once in a while I check in, but late in the season, checking sweats and all that. People will be in there though. I know members. Going to be probably Marley too in there every week, Sunday nights in the best ball part of Discord. So another thing, and you can hop in on Sundays.
All right. Man. Where are all the wide receivers? Here we go. Dang. It's getting rough. Got to go with Gallup just to get some wide receivers. This is not my usual type of team. I usually go wide receiver heavy early, figure out the rest late. But I don't love my wide receiver group on this one.
At least you started. You got Adams, you got Metcalf, so you got some guys early.
Definitely feel good about them.
Hey,
then it gets a little sketchy.
If you guys had a guess, what do you think the final number entered to the $20 less than 100,000? Yeah, so I guess 80,000. I actually thought a little proud of gave myself a little pat on the back. I was closer. I was pretty close. I think it'll be 85. Maybe. Yeah. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean, like 80, 83. Be my guess.
83. Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen the leaderboard yet. This is my first year on Drafter, so I'm excited just to see what the leaderboard looks like after round one. So I'll definitely be checking. So hit me up in that Discord, boys. Let me see your good lineups after that week one.
Yeah, no, it's a fun sweat for sure. Like I said, you can't sweat. Like I was able to sweat drafters a couple weeks because it's total points. Like Underdog, you can sweat the regular season because there is regular season payouts now. So if you have like the nutty team, but even the best team that won the regular season prize last year in Underdog got bounced round one. Like there's so much variance that goes in the playoffs and the pods and the advancing rate. Like you could draft the best teams, 150 of them, put in the best ball mania. And I think I saw a stat like you should expect to get one every 10 years or something. Absolutely wild. Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I've been fortunate enough to get some, but the tournament just keeps getting bigger every year too, and people get more sharp and stuff. So I'm not expecting it's so top heavy too. You should expect to lose money in those contests. That's why this drafters contest is a stone nuts. DraftKings is it's very soft, but I question some teams I see, and I don't know how it's all taken care of that way. But
yeah, more sketchy and my least favorite platform to draft on.
But I 100% it's the least favorite, but that also makes it the softest for sure.
Yeah.
So I mean, I maxed them all, did a couple high stakes here and there. I'm just get us to the season, man. Get us to some DFS. When I win, I want my payout right now. It was a little tough waiting for.
I hear that. Yeah, I'm usually not I'm not a futures bettor. I don't like having my money locked up for that long, but
This is enough money locked up. I'm not betting futures. I'm not doing any of that. This is best ball is really all my money's getting locked up into my life.
And starting best ball season, I wasn't even planning on playing drafters, to be honest. So I'm already like 3,000 more in than I planned on.
Yeah.
No, exactly. It'll all work out.
Yeah, it'll be fun for sure. Always is.
Cannot wait, man. I'm just ready to start watching some football games. All right. Do I go with Pickett at this point? You know what? No, I'm gonna go Juwan Johnson. Need another tight end. And I like Juwan Johnson quite a bit. I got a lot of them early, and then I kind of got nervous with him falling in ADP. They're bringing in other tight ends, and I was like, well, shit, maybe I need to pump the brakes, because at one point I had like 45% Johnson in my early drafts, and I was like, well, that's more than any player that I want for sure. So I can pump the brakes. And now I'm down to like 17%, and I'm like, well, shit, I kind of want it to be over 20, but at this point, we'll see. I mean, what's the difference? I was trying to make some good lineups. The number at this point is really just irrelevant. Hopefully one of them is good, and it gets me the sweat I want.
No, for sure. I know what you're saying. I mean, that if I had 45%, I would pump the brakes too, but you didn't know in a couple months ADP starts going the other way a bit.
Yeah. So I missed out on a lot of those 180 ADPs from him, but at the same time, I do have some in the 170s, a couple when he was at the peak, but not many. I wish I had did it differently, where I started slow and then got him there. So he's another one where I have that negative. But at this point, I don't know what it would look like. It's probably balanced out, or I'm right around his current ADP. I don't know if I got negative or positive CLV on that one. But on Underdog, they don't have that. And I can't plug my Underdog stuff into sites where you can see that stuff, because I can't even get on my computer on Underdog.
Yeah, why is that?
All I have is my phone for that stuff.
Why is that again?
So what?
Why is that the case again, that you can't get on your computer?
Something about Indiana, it's not legal on a computer. They just don't, for something. I don't know why, because I used to, when it first became legal here, I was doing drafts on my computer, and then one day I log on and it kicks me right off. It said, we don't have a platform for Indiana. Sorry.
That's so weird.
Yeah, so I have to do all my drafts on my phone.
That's pretty much all I do anyway, but it still would be more convenient. Fast drafts I like doing on the computer, but
yeah, it's forced me to get into the gym and do cardio.
There you go.
I need to find a way to still do some cardio when the season starts. We'll see. Maybe I'll throw on a podcast, throw on you and Hoop breaking down cash games. Maybe I'll get back into those this year. I've taken a break on cash games the last couple of years on main slate anyways.
Yeah.
But Tiers is my cash game slate. It's the softest slate.
I'll be in the Tiers cash game streets.
Hell yeah. Love to see it. Yeah, that's really the only cash I do in DFS nowadays. I don't do MMA cash. It's just Tiers NFL. That's it.
Yeah, actually pretty solid contest.
Yeah, I'm a big Tiers fan. Just look through the lobby, and it's just filled with no badge players. And
yeah,
that's my type of lobby right there.
Yeah, we're pumped to have that at Chip Nation over here. And Marley also going to be doing some afternoon content, like I mentioned on the show. I mean, Derrick Henry goes 100 yards, 3 touchdowns. You don't have them. Pretty tough. You're not absolutely shipping. Afternoon slates are absolutely huge. So pumped to be doing all this. I'm going to be hitting Tiers. Yeah. what I like about this is like MLB and NBA tiers is 5 people. Love this. There's 8, so there's definitely an edge and correlation and just little things. Marley's got you covered.
Yeah, looking forward to it. That's my favorite. Well, my favorite slate is main slate just because of all the money.
Yeah.
But I just know that I don't really have an edge on main slate. Like I'm not going to be making better lineups than you and Hoop and Tambo. So I just make a few that I focus on throughout the week. And then I focus on cash and like 20 plus lineups over there in tiers. And then I like to go into the afternoon slate and primetime slate every single Sunday, knowing I'm playing those, focusing on my lineup throughout the week. Whereas you're kind of going against people who are just tilting
for sure.
They're losing lineup and they're going in with the wrong headspace anyway. So every single year I play those slates. I don't miss a single time afternoon, either one of them.
No, that's huge. I mean, I'm always in the streets playing cash games too with them. I mean, play pretty much all the stuff, but I notice the same thing. I mean, people, they're like, or they'll eat more chalk or sometimes stuff like that. They're like, they don't want to be wrong, or people, tilting's a real thing. People put in more money than they should and they play a little different. Like NFL's a grind out there, people. Like, yes. And I will say, like everyone hypes it up. It's the best time. Like say free money Sunday, all of that. I mean, there's losers. There's plenty of losers out there every year. Bankroll management. There's 18 weeks in NFL. Obviously some playoffs and stuff too, but 18 regular season weeks. You can be the best player and still have a losing year. I mean, the sample is very small. So just realize that too. But there's plenty of dead lineups. There's plenty of edge. I mean, I'm been in the streets heavy, will continue to be. I still think there's an edge, but just be smart always with bankroll management. Don't. That's all I'll say.
Hell yeah, of course, very important. Yeah, I remember one year I chased the qualifiers just too heavy, and I did not get in, and I got crushed just from doing that. So I learned my lesson having a bad year for a reason that I should have expected to have a bad year. But man, I just went into that season a little too cocky, just having a little bit too much fun at live finals. And
it's definitely not just you. I mean, I've heard, not saying any names, but I've heard plenty of stories like that. And like, just have a plan. Like this year, I'm playing a little more qualifiers than usual. Usually it's just MMA. I'm fine dumping money and seeing red and burning money in MMA qualifiers. In NFL, I'll do some actually this year, but I know like I'm not doing WFBC or whatever the 70 grand it's worth, or like I like the King of the Beach or there's King of the Desert, stuff like that, where you can put it in a lot less. There's 5 entry max. You can do it in tiers. You qualified, showdown, main slate. I'll throw some and try and queue in there, but just know queues you better have a bankroll for those milli makers. It's pretty tough. Just know what kind of contest you're playing, like what your ultimate goal is at the end of the day.
Yep. Yeah, I like King of the Beach because you're not gonna.
Josh Dobbs starting quarterback for the Cardinals week 1. Sorry.
Who?
Josh Dobbs.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't have any Dobbs exposure. Do you draft any of him?
No.
Nah. Yeah, I'm not too worried about the first, handful of weeks. I'll take Murray as my third quarterback just for the possibility that he comes back and it does something.
You get some ceiling weeks, yeah.
Yeah, it's rare that he's my second quarterback. If he's my second quarterback, it's because I made a mistake and I'm now in the 17th round and I'm like, I need a second quarterback. This is gonna be all right.
Yeah.
Murray.
I've caught myself a couple times. I'm only really okay like when it's a Jalen Hurts or a Josh Allen, when the bye weeks are pretty late too. Like I had a Joe Burrow and then I took Kyler, but I'm like, man, week 7 bye. Who knows if Kyler's playing then? So I took a Mac Jones or something. You're on the clock right here. What you looking at?
You know what? I would go Tank Dell. He's my highest owned wide receiver on drafters, but I'm going to take Deion Jackson and just be done at running back. This way, if the whole Taylor thing doesn't work out, if he gets traded, perfect. And that way I got a running back with Richardson either way. Also, I could get Josh Downs, who I get late in drafts a lot if I want to get another stack piece there with Richardson. But that's what I like about getting Richardson when I don't have any quarterbacks already, is I know I can find something to stack him with later. And it usually is Josh Downs, but I think he's going to have a pretty good year as a rookie.
Yeah, no, I like it. Good thought process.
Yeah, good at quarterback. good at running back. Wouldn't mind another tight end, but we're getting into the range where there's not a whole lot left there. So I'm focusing on wide receivers here.
So you got a couple more drafts.
Group looks way better than this, but who knows? Maybe this is what'll take it down.
You said you got a couple more drafts. You're gonna be doing a couple more live ones.
148. So I got just 2 more for drafters. I'm guessing I'll hit those up tonight. I'm not sure. I do want to go to the gym as much as I can before the season starts and just get as much 40, 45-minute cardio as I can. But I typically do Underdog on those because these drafters ones, man, they can take a long time. A 45-minute cardio session turns into an hour, and then I'm just drenched. So I prefer Underdog on cardio sessions.
No, that makes sense for sure.
And then at night when I'm chilling, I'm just throwing on some YouTube or something like that. I like doing drafters because I'll set my phone on my lap and it gives me that beep, and I always know when I'm up. Where on Underdog there is no freaking beeping. I miss some picks when I'm just chilling watching something over there.
You got the whole routine down though. You love it. When to get Underdog, when to do drafters.
Yeah, it's man. Stick to the process. I've figured out the process. Doing 700 of these.
Yeah.
So it's just gonna be weird not doing this anymore. After tomorrow. So I got to figure out my new routine. And I still haven't even dug into NFL week 1 yet. So I got to knock these drafts out so that I can just completely switch my brain from best ball to DFS.
Yeah. I mean, it's such a busy time. Like I said, I was just doing MMA before we got on. Probably do a little more MMA later. Good card, pay-per-view, 200K up top. You get a little shipper there before we get a little free money Sunday action. But yeah, showdown tomorrow. I mean, just a stone nuts. Like this is where all the volume's in play. And kind of why I talk bankroll management, because I talked to myself about it. Like, there's a lot of money in the lobby that you can get down if you want. There's a lot of sports going on. MLB still going on. NBA will be here before you know it. It's like there's showdown, tiers, Thursday, Monday. If you want to get money down, you can get as much down as you pretty much want. So it's always important to tell yourself.
Truth. All right. I'm going to make my Hardman bag even bigger.
I have a lot
bit of worry. Actually, no, I'm going to take Puka here. If Kupp's hurt, he's the number 2 wide receiver right now for the Rams. I feel like he should be moving up in drafts more than he is. So it's kind of a hedge to all the damn Kupp exposure I have. That's not looking great. Man, I was thinking this was going to be my 147th draft, so one ahead of schedule than where I thought I was going to be this morning when I woke up.
Are you savoring them though? Like you're excited, or are you like just get me over with them at this point?
Yeah, I'm excited. I'd say I'm more excited for them.
Yeah.
I'm doing puppies right now. I'm not over yet.
Done. Yeah, you're not
I
over.
did 3 puppies on the treadmill yesterday, and it was an awful time. It was just terrible. Multi-table and 3 of them
on your phone too, right? Yeah.
So like it was like, dang it, I cannot put this speed up at all. I have to just hold my phone this entire time, and I'm just drafting constantly. 3 was just too many. So I want to try a treadmill draft with 2, see how that goes.
So for your 700, how many were for your 700? How many were fast draft? How many were slow draft?
Probably like, I would say like 650, 620 would have been fast.
That's crazy.
Yeah, mostly it was like the $3 Pomeranian, like those things that filled up real fast on Underdog.
The rake free stuff. Yeah, I saw you something. Yeah.
Throw them in, like give me this, and then I'll worry about it whenever I get that notification. But I would say I've only done 8 of my 148 slow drafts on drafters, and then of BBM4, I'm pretty sure I did 2 or 3 slow.
Nice.
Fast life.
Fast life, slow life. You get best of both worlds here at Shipping Nation. We got a question. Is Puka better for best ball than Tutu. I definitely have a lot more Tutu myself. I've been taking him a lot in some of these last rounds. Kind of view him similar though. I don't know. I have more Tutu. What about you?
I started with more Tutu. Now I probably have more Puka, but I'm not sure. It's probably pretty close.
Yeah. A lot of guessing game, playing spike weeks.
Yeah, I feel like Puka will be like the more consistent player, but the biggest week of all will go to Tutu, would be my guess.
And yeah, when I'm drafting him wide receiver 9, something like that, like give me those spike, like, which is kind of my thought process there.
Yeah, I see him as a guy who can just break a 90-yard touchdown, maybe get 2 catches in the game, but they're both long touchdowns, something like that.
Yep. So final stretch here, round 19, round 20. I definitely got to save. I thought I saved more drafts than I guess I must have. Next year, I definitely got to save some more. It's hard to watch these and they take a lot longer when you're not in them, when you're not using your brain as much.
True. And with all these injuries, man, I do need to just pump the brakes with these early drafts a little bit. It's cool going back and looking at all the CLV that I have on some of these players, but at the same time, I have so many teams that are probably dead because of these injuries.
Yeah. No, for sure. It's best that we talk about it. We've talked about it for months now, like the pros and cons of drafting. You and I were drafting in July, drafting late June. I was drafting before the draft in March or something. I was hitting hitting football drafts. So I mean, yeah, it's been a long couple months, but plenty of live teams, plenty of dead teams. Just hope some luck's on your side now. It's gonna be a fun sweat. Nothing you can do now, which is why I love it so much. I don't have to be grinding waiver wire. Don't have to be trading this, that. Sit back, enjoy the sweat. Worry about DFS and all that. Marley on the clock. What are you doing?
I might take my first Noah Gray exposure. Maybe it's my second. I'm not sure. First on drafters. Definitely first without Patrick Mahomes. How about that? But oh man, what was I gonna say? Shit, I don't even remember what I was gonna say. Something something about drafting early. Oh yeah, well, so you won last year. You were just feeling good, ready to draft immediately. Getting on that big board. I went out with like a sore taste in my mouth. I went to King of the Beach, and I had like 3 players on my team get hurt. So I finished like towards like one of the bottom 3 teams in King of the Beach. So I was pissed about that. Come home, I have 2 like puppy 4 final entries, and one of them was sitting pretty. I had like my Najee Harris, I think it was. He was like 2% owned in the draft, so I was like one of the only ones who had him. And he had his one good game, it felt like, of the season, and I had like Allen, Diggs, Higgins. Like I had a full stack that I was focused on that week 17 Bengals Bills stack, and it could have made some noise, but the heart attack game. So I was like, you know what? Screw best ball. I'm waiting till August next year. So I didn't think about football for months. And then when the draft happened, I was like, dang, I'm getting a little itchy now. And I started watching people do best ball drafts, and I was still like holding out. And then once schedule released, I was in.
Yeah. No, like you said, it's a lot easier when you fire it up and you have a little extra money in your pocket and a little good feeling you're coming off of. But I also knew that got me into the big board. Then I saw 100K up top too. Anytime you see 6 figures. But all right, Marley, 3593. Talk about your team.
All right, we went with 3 quarterbacks because I got later quarterbacks instead of one of those hero lineups. I got Anthony Richardson, Geno Smith, and Kenny Pickett. All 3 quarterbacks I have a good amount of. I would say I have the most Pickett, and then Geno, then Richardson. I went with Bijan Robinson, which I prefer to go wide receiver first round, but Bijan just an absolute stud. I can't not have Bijan. He's not a player I could fade anyway, so I went and took him in the first round. Got that ADP value with Najee Harris, 13 picks after ADP. DeAndre Swift on this team, he's somebody I feel like could just, break this year. If he turns out to be the Eagles' number 1 and they play him, give him 20 touches a game, just the skill from him. can score 25, 30 points every single week. So I want to get a good amount of Swift because I think I was underweight to him. He was one of the ones where I started getting him early, and then I kind of fell off, and I was like, dang, I've been getting a lot of Gainwell, been getting a lot of Penny. Kind of need to up my Swift exposure because he is the most explosive of all three, has the highest ceiling of all three. So I definitely want to up my Swift in these last couple drafts. Took the Jonathan Taylor at 89 just for the unique combinations, hoping he gets traded. So I got Deion Jackson as a possible RB1 for the Colts stacked with Richardson. Then we got Devontae Adams, DK Metcalf, Drake London paired with Bijan. We got Terry McLaurin, Michael Gallup, Rashid Shaheed, who is somebody who I didn't know I was super heavy on, but I have a ton of
because he just kept falling in drafts in that dead range. Yeah, I agree with you. I have more than I thought too.
Got a lot of him, and then we went with Puka, the number 2 Rams wide receiver, if Kupp is out. Allen Robinson to pair with Pickett. Chase Claypool, who I get in the last couple rounds of drafts a lot just for his big play upside. And then at tight end, I got Pat Freiermuth paired with Pickett. Juwan Johnson, another guy I mentioned that I just want to get more exposure to. I'm already overweight, but at this point, I'll take him in all these last drafts if he's going to fall past 150. And then I got my second share of Noah Gray. Hoping this is useless and Kelsey just crushes this year because I know I have a lot of Kelsey, but just in case.
Yeah, I mean, Noah Gray was going undrafted, and that's the benefit you get from drafting the day before. You get an unknown player. If something does happen, Kelsey's more hurt than he sounds fine. Like he probably misses tomorrow, comes back 2, 3, 4, but maybe re-injures it, something like that. Anybody in the Chiefs offense, but awesome stuff as always. Big Marley's going to be finishing those up. NFL season tomorrow, so that means what? 70% right now is full for drafters. So head over, use that promo code SHIPIT. They will match 100%. If you're not a member at ShipItNation.com, no better time. Next 6 months, so many sports will be going on. MMA, PGA will be going on for a little bit during that time, I believe. NBA, NHL, MLB still going on. NFL, no better time. Head over, get in the Discord. $59 a month. Otherwise, $321 the next 6 months. Takes you to $53 a month. Then the annual bundle, $599, takes you to $49 a month. Our best deal on the site. Good stuff as always, Big Marley. So pumped for this NFL season. Tune in tomorrow, 2 p.m. Eastern, showdown show. Hoop, Tambo, myself, breaking down Chiefs, Lions, everything you need to get $1 million richer in your pockets. Great stuff as always, Marley. It's been a fun year, drafted some drafts. Going to be a fun sweat. We'll be sweating in Discord this whole time. Appreciate you guys out there. Beetle Bane, Go Collect. A lot of familiar faces have been in here. Brock Newsome, they're out this whole way the past couple weeks, couple months drafting with us. So hit that like, hit that subscribe on the way out. Be back in a couple hours for the MLB show. That'll do it, though. For Big Marley, I'm Titletown. Good luck, everybody.